In this video, I discuss response to intervention, concepts and attributes for EasyCBM. Response to intervention, RTI, is a term that includes a number of attributes and to varying degrees is incorporated into a system for delivering services to all students in the school, those with as well as those without disabilities. In general, the system is meant to be comprehensive and systematic in its delivery in a building. In other words, it's not something that a teacher simply does in their classroom. Certainly, RTI implies universal screening and benchmarking to understand the full range of student performance and the potential for risk in having difficulty learning skills across grade levels. RTI implies a system for differentiating responses to this risk and allocating resources to mitigate this risk. A third and related attribute is a decision-making system for monitoring the effects of these services, often requiring progress monitoring measurement. Finally, RTI is system-wide and systematic, including a full range of teachers, assistants, psychologists, and administrators. In concert, these four attributes work together synergistically. After addressing each attribute, a reference is made to EasyCBM that supports and exemplifies the attribute. This unit is about response to intervention, and in particular views this term, RTI, as a concept with specific attributes, four of which are listed on this screen, and the last one being EasyCBM, an integration of these attributes. Basically, response to intervention includes a screening and benchmark reporting system so that risk can be defined. Multiple tiers of instructional support, perhaps 3 or 4. Effective progress monitoring so instruction can be evaluated. And finally, a systems approach with systematic decision making. Now, a fifth attribute would be the integration of all of these other attributes, of which EasyCBM is an excellent example. I'd like to go through each of these four attributes and expand on them some. Basically, when using screening and benchmark measures in EasyCBM, you'll see common measures at a grade level so that all kids can be compared, and then the second bullet, the measures and their performance of students on them can be integrated into a risk rating. And you will find in EasyCBM that this is an adjustable value for identifying students at risk. You'll see multiple forms for seasonal use. Most curriculum-based measurement systems use a fall, winter, and spring seasonal application or administration. And this information can not only be used to coordinate risk within the year, but also provide program evaluation data to monitor change in groups of students from fall to winter to spring. And one of the more important features of EasyCBM and all RTI systems is that there's an extension of the measures from benchmark screening to alternate forms for progress monitoring. Hence the response as a part of the title. It's response on these measures to interventions that are being delivered. The second attribute noted was the use of multiple tiers, and basically you'll see baseline is level 1 for all students, and then maybe for some students who need more time or differentiation of instruction to be strategically implemented, there's a level 2. Finally, level 3 is reserved for students who have persistent learning problems and they need intensive support, either in the form of time, small groups, specific instruction, or curriculum instructional strategies. The next attribute of progress monitoring as a part of the concept RTI is that alternate forms need to be used over time so that the effects of instruction can be evaluated. This information can also be used to diagnose instruction, looking at level, slope, and variability, as we've talked about in the progress monitoring unit. Progress monitoring comes from 50 years of research in the applied behavior analysis and single subject studies that have been implemented. And finally, progress monitoring needs to coordinate both inputs and outcomes so that instruction is hypothesis driven and can be used to make changes that are effective. In the use of EasyCBM, we also need to have systems and systematicity. That is, all these other attributes probably need to be present: the screening, the tiers of support, and the progress monitoring. This requires professional learning communities where all educationists work together, whether it's teachers, assistants, specialists, and school psychologists. An effective RTI system really is about all teachers and all kids, not a single teacher with just a single student. And so in that sense, professional development can be iteratively built in as teachers learn more about not only the measures, but also their students. For more resources on RTI, you can go to this website where there are a number of excellent tools and training events to learn response to intervention. For a variety of excellent materials, tools, and training on response to intervention, please visit the website for the Center on Response to Intervention at www.rti4success.org.